Welcome back to another season of Grizzly Connect. For those of you listening on KSPK and KSPK.com, my name is Byant Johnson. We're kind of mixing it up this year, so if you do have the chance, maybe you should check out ASCGrizzlies.com as well. We're going to be YouTubing and putting all of these interviews online. We're going to do a little multimedia double up. While we'll give you the audio portion on Saturdays before ASC football games, we'll also give you the chance to watch our interviews with various ASC athletes. We wanted to bring in Kelly Lamb to open the 2011-2012 year because it was a year ago, Kelly, where we did this. It was your freshman year from Creed. You're getting set for your first year with the ASC cross-country team, and maybe outside of you and David Martin, nobody was prepared for what would follow. An All-American season, really a tremendous effort. When you come from a tiny town like Creed, it's easy to think that you'll have a tough time adjusting to NCAA life. That didn't happen at all. When did you have your I have arrived moment after participating in a few events last year?
I don't know. I struggled with confidence the whole last season, but I don't know, just being part of the national team, I was just like, wow, like I've never been a part of something like this, and now I'm out here doing it. This is, awesome. And then I always want to be a part of that each year.
You were named an All-American in Louisville, and with the amount of competition you had with Division I teams, I'm sure your confidence was heightened when you saw that you can compete with these athletes. When you come from a smaller market, when you don't get to compete against those top-tier athletes, is that the biggest challenge, just knowing and thinking that you're at their same level?
Yeah, it's nice because Coach always takes us to big meets, so when we actually go to nationals, it's not as big as, say, like the Chili Pepper Festival or the Cowboy Jamboree. So, and, Coach always says it's not about being the best in Division II or Division III, it's about being the best. So, he holds high standards for us, so it's easier to transition to nationals because it's not like as big of a deal.
It's sophomore Kelly Lamb chatting with us on Grizzly Connect. You were the only freshman that did redshirt last year for ASC. When you realized that the confidence not only existed within the coaching staff, but within your teammates, what did that do to your ability and belief that you could perform when they said there's no way we're redshirting you and we want you to get out there right away and participate?
Well, part of the reason why I did redshirt is because, Coach kind of gives you the option. He tells you what he thinks he wants you to do. And I wanted to redshirt because I wanted to compete right now, so I just worked really hard to make that happen. And then when I was able to compete with the rest of the girls, I was, excited to be a part of the team.
A lot of athletes take traveling for granted. You didn't have an opportunity coming out of the state of Colorado to really go on some adventures across the country and participate in the Jamboree and the Chili Pepper Classic. You really enjoyed the opportunity to travel and have new experiences. What was a specific memory or moment that stood out from some of those fall travels last year?
I don't know. In high school, I never got the chance to travel a lot, so just being able to, I hadn't been to that many states, so being able to go to, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kentucky, they were all just great experiences. Not one of them necessarily stands out.
Well, what are cross-country trips like? Because, we know it happens during football and basketball season, but because of media coverage and everything, it's kind of its own little entity when you all are on the road. What's Coach Martin like in terms of allowing free time and then making sure that you're enjoying some of these states and different cultures?
Well, Coach always says, it's all those trips are business trips first. So, once we compete, Coach usually wants to take us somewhere for track. At Mount Sac, he took us to the Hollywood Boulevard, but, that's after we compete. And then for free time, he expects us to, get our rest and go to bed early, but most of the trips are, just the girls hanging out and having a good time.
When you look back to a year ago and what your expectations were, being a collegiate athlete and student, how do you think you've changed as a runner and a person?
I don't know. I think I've definitely come a long way since high school, and last year I didn't know what to expect, but now that I do know what to expect, I just want to, place higher at the national meet, and I want to win this year. So I guess I'm more ambitious this year.
You're an All-American as a freshman, so it almost has to be a slight challenge to look at goals because a lot of athletes, that would be their goal. Over a 4-year time span to be an All-American. So when you do that as a freshman and your team just misses out on the national championship, finishing in third, how do you adjust your goals for the upcoming season as an individual and as a teammate?
Well, last year, I feel like at the national we didn't run very well as a team. So this year, my goals are more team oriented. I want to win the national title as a team, so we need to be close and definitely work together, like doing races and stuff, to help our teammates out. So.
All right, well, it is Kelly Lamb, Creed High School graduate, of course, embarking on her second year with the ASC cross-country team. Looking pretty decent so far this year, Kelly. You're going to have a shot at a national championship from what you've seen in early workouts?
Well, I don't know. Everybody says, when we came out in the rankings, we were ranked 4th. And Grand Valley, who won it last year, was ranked, I believe, 2nd. And a lot of people think that we're going to be weak because we finished 3rd last year, and we also lost 4 girls. And Grand Valley also lost a lot of girls, but both, Adams and Grand Valley are still going to be up there for the title. It's not just Western, who only lost 1 girl that's got the shot. And we want to start off by beating them early in the season, and then we want to win the whole thing as well.
How much fun is that rivalry with you and Western, 2 best teams in the conference and maybe the nation?
I don't know. It's pretty fun. Sometimes it gets a little too competitive, but I mean, we always want to beat Western, and whenever we have the opportunity to do that, it's great.
You were situated right in between Gunnison and Alamo, so what was the interest that Western expressed to you when you were coming out of high school?
I actually didn't, I wasn't really, recruited by any schools. I don't know. I actually wasn't even planning on running in college. And then I talked to Coach Martin, and I wanted to go to Adams because he was close to home. And I don't know, I was just I'll try this and see how it goes, and it went well, so I'm continuing to do it.
From no interest as a recruit to a freshman All-American, she's Kelly Lamb.